we're going to do another top 5. The top 5 things I love about the Continental GT. Well, so far. What's up, riders? Old Man Ronin here. Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, I thought we would do a quick little top 5 because I think I've got enough miles on it now to give you an idea of what I really do like about this bike. And so we're going to do the top 5. It's the acceleration, baby. This thing does a remarkable job. I mean, it's not the fastest bike in the world, but I'll tell you what, for a 650 engine, this thing gets up and goes, baby. So I'd say the quick acceleration and the nimbleness of the handling, that's one of the, I mean, I really do enjoy this motorcycle. I would say it completely outperforms my Sportster. What? We're going to be doing something probably not in the near future, but down the road on the 650 versus the Sportster 883. I think you guys will get a kick out of that. But again, that's another video for another time. But right now, one of the things I really enjoy about this bike is this acceleration this thing has. I mean, it's quick. Is it super fast? No, it's not super fast. But I'll tell you what, it's really quick. And you've seen that little spurt there. We were up to, what, 80 mile an hour in a matter of seconds. And I think that's really what the whole idea of being quick in a motorcycle is. It really does do a great job in acceleration. I mean, you're not gonna. It's a nice smooth throttle up, and I think that's what the most attractive thing to me about that acceleration factor is. It's nice and smooth. There's no jolt. It's nice and easy. You know, I've been using the term easy peasy cruising for like the Meteor and the Himalayan, but this is an easy peasy acceleration. It just goes when you go through the gears. And again, I keep forgetting it's got a 6th gear because I tell you what, I haven't really used it a lot. Even up on the highway, it's like, oh shoot, I got another gear. And I think that's really important, the fact of it. It's got that smooth, silky smooth. It really is silky smooth acceleration, and I think that's really one of the factors I love so much about this bike. Man, I'll tell you what, I've only got this a couple more days and I'm really going to miss it. I'm enjoying the Continental GT. Seating position, I'll tell you what, I was pleasantly surprised, and I've mentioned that in some of the other videos I've done on this bike, of how much this bike really is more comfortable than I could even imagine. You know, I hear a lot of people that I don't know how long they've been riding motorcycles, but they say, oh, I can't ride that motorcycle, it'll make my back hurt. And unless you're like 95 years old with arthritis, man, you can sit straight up on this motorcycle, you can lean down into it, you can sit any way you want. I don't have any idea why people would say that. This thing is really comfortable, and even more so than I expected. I know I've had guys on the internet tell me that, hey, I don't think I could ride that bike because my back would get sore. Well, the fact that you haven't ridden it means that you probably don't know. I was pleasantly surprised. The way that the mid-rears work, the way, you know, I'm over 6 foot tall, I got a 34-inch inseam, and I have no issue whatsoever on this motorcycle. The clip-on bars got enough reach to it. It's about 1 inch higher, maybe 1.5 inches higher than the Triple Tree, which means that you're not leaning over as far. You guys remember in the video I did before on my first impressions, the fact that, you know, my other cafe-style racers when I was younger, like the Nortons and the Triumphs, I had the clip-ons on, and I was leaning farther forward. And, you know, I can sit back, which, I'll tell you what, guys, I love this seat. Doesn't have a big jump up for the back seat, because a tall guy like me can get really way down and low in it. Or I can just sit comfortable and ride like this. A lot of guys don't like that downward angle. It really doesn't bother me. I have so many motorcycles in my stable that are different from mini apes all the way down to, well, again, this. But even my Sportster 1200 has more of like a, I don't want to say a drag bar, but more of like a MX style bar. And so it really is lower, comparatively speaking. So I'm kind of used to having a lower bar, and this thing just fits so well to me. I really do enjoy it. I think the riding position and the rider triangle on this for a cafe style bike is near perfect, particularly for the average rider. Now, if you're actually a road racer, you'd want a little bit more aggressiveness. You want the pegs back farther and the controls back farther, and you'd want a lower, you know, maybe even put the clip-ons reverse so you're even lower down on the triple trees. But to be honest with you, for me, just cruising around on this motorcycle with these clip-on bars, the way that they are, and the rider triangle, the way the seat is, the way it gives you plenty of room to move back and forth, and that's one of the biggest complaints I have on the Himalayan, is the fact I don't have enough way I can move around, and I wish that they would make a flatter seat for that thing. Oh man, I really do. I really do. But let's get back to the Continental GT. Oh man, this is such a fun bike in the corners. And that brings us to our next point. The handling, man, I'm telling you, this thing handles like a dream. And it has everything to do with the fact of its acceleration. It has everything to do with the rider triangle and the comfortability of the seating position. And then you add to the fact that it's got the lower center of gravity. Man, you can get really, this would be a fantastic motorcycle out in California. I'll tell you what, I would love, please, Lord, let me be rich someday so I can actually go to all these places I used to go when I was younger and didn't have responsibilities, and take this motorcycle or a motorcycle like this out west and ride back in the canyons of California. Man, I had so much fun when I was a kid. I'd love to do it again. And I'll tell you what, a motorcycle like this, the way that this thing handles, the lean angle that you can get down into it, this would be a blast. Again, it's not a Canyon Carver road racer style bike. That's not what this is about. This is an everyday guy motorcycle that you can actually have a lot of fun in the corners in. And I think that's probably one of the biggest, well, there's another gear. I keep forgetting. But, I mean, it's so smooth that you really don't realize it. The engine's not working at all. But I do love seeing those kind of signs right there, don't you guys? Especially on the Continental GT. And I'll tell you, like I said before we were so rudely interrupted by the cold weather battery failure. No! The engine just is so smooth. I mean, I'm not going to get into the technical aspects of it. That's other YouTubers do the numbers, and that's not me. I'm not a numbers type of guy. I'm a ride by the seat of my pants kind of guy, where how the bike makes me feel is what's most important. So, but the engine is really, really smooth. It's very quick. It's as much power as I want to have on these curvy country roads, that I'm not going to outrun my ability. I mean, this is just a blast bike to ride. I mean, it just truly is fun. And you know, if I was 20 years younger or something like that, then maybe I'd take a little bit more chances. But I'll tell you, for me, this bike right here, particularly in the cold weather, is doing exactly what I want it to do. It's just riding fun and riding nice. And like I said, even the suspension is set up nicely for it, and I really haven't even touched it. But for my weight, it's firm, and I like firm in the corners. I really truly do. Which is going to bring me to my last point on one of the top 5 things I love about this motorcycle. And that's how it makes me feel. This thing is a joy to ride. And like I said, in the very first video, the very first experience I had on it, I said it brought me back to my youth. I'm 40 years younger, 20 years old. And I'll tell you what, guys, I really meant that. This thing just is a blast to get into the corners. I really do enjoy it. I had probably more fun on the Royal Enfield bikes in the last 3 years than I've had in the last 30 years riding other motorcycle brands. It really brings me back, and the simplicity of them, and I guess that's how it makes me feel too. I mentioned a little bit earlier, oh hey little guys, how you doing? I mentioned a little bit earlier about how the simplicity of design, and how I really am not a big fan of technology. And I think that's probably what makes me feel the best about these motorcycles. I mean, it's got an oil cooler on it because, you know, it is a 650, and you're going to be running these things a little hotter than probably you should, because, you know, they're fun that way. But when it comes down to it, the simplicity of design, the way that they run, that you can work on the stuff yourself without having a computer degree, and you don't have all that other BS that's on all these motorcycles. Man, I tell you, I've mentioned it once before, and I'm going to mention it again. These are my controls. This is what, that and my feet, that's what makes me ride a motorcycle. If I'm in a slippery situation, well, you know, I don't need the computer to tell me what to do. I'm a grown-ass man.
Nice.
I know what to do. I suppose if you haven't been on motorcycles a while, and I gotta watch what I say, but I suppose if you've never been on motorcycles in bad weather, you really don't know what to do, and I get that, and maybe the little computer will give you a little bit more confidence to go out, and I understand that too, but holy Toledo, riding is what's going to make you a better rider. You know what I mean? Not a computer assist. And that's kind of one of my pet peeves about some of these modern motorcycles. It's like they have to have their mom with them.
Mom! Mommy! Mommy!
But man, what a joy. What a joy.
And you know what that means, guys? It's time for another Maxx Eyewear sunglass giveaway. We have the motorcycle-specific sunglasses from Maxx Eyewear up for grabs, and all you have to do is be a subscriber. Make sure you comment below and tell me in an email what time you saw Little Ronin go by in this video. Last week's winner was... And congratulations to each and every one of you, and good luck.
Well, I really hope you enjoyed this video today. If you did, make sure you give us a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification button, share and comment. You know I read all the comments and comment on as many as I possibly can. Until next time, guys, ride safe and keep her on two wheels, baby. Just honk at this kid. Scary.